Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. Online conference to review the implementation of the National Target Program by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. The Prime Minister requested the SBV focus on managing credit growth with a reasonable structure to support people and businesses and contribute to economic recovery. The Chairman of Cần Thơ City People Committee requested the city departments and agency to be ready to respond to natural disaster and minimize damage. Top news today. On the morning of July 17, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development held an online conference to review the implementation of National Target Program on building new rural areas in the 2021-2023 period and propose solutions and critical tasks for the 2023-2025 period, as well as orientations for the 2026-2030 period. Statistics show that about 1,752 billion VND in total resources were gathered to conduct the program between 2021 and 2023. Up to this point, there are about 6,022 communes throughout the entire nation that meet the criteria for rural areas. 63 provinces and cities have 9,852 OCOP products with 3-star or more. The per capita income in 2023 will be approximately 46.3 million VND, an increase of 4.6 million VND compared to 2022. The percentage of multidimensionally poor households in rural area will be approximately 5.4%, a decrease of 1.7% compared to 2020. And the added value of the entire agricultural sector will have increased by 3.36%. Several key solutions to focus on between 2023 and 2025 were also proposed during the conference. To support people and businesses and contribute to economic recovery, the Prime Minister requested the SBV focus on managing credit growth with a reasonable structure, directing credit sources to businesses, priority areas, and growth drivers. To ensure that more individuals and businesses, particularly small and medium-sized businesses, have access to credit, the Prime Minister also requested that the State Bank evaluate lending terms and criteria and make more convenient and appropriate adjustment, accelerating the implementation of a credit package worth 120,000 billion VND for loans to social housing projects and 40,000 billion VND to support interest rates. The Prime Minister also asked credit institutions to decrease expenses and fees, to lower lending interest rates, evaluate and modify lending conditions and criteria, and streamline, publicize, and make the lending process more transparent to boost client access to credit. Deputy Prime Minister Trần Lưu Quang has just signed Decision Number 843 on July 14, 2023, promulgating the National Action Program to finalize policies and laws to promote responsible business practices in Vietnam for the period of 2023-2027. The program goals are to increase understanding and capability, examine and finalize laws and policies, and enhance the organization's efficiency in putting laws and policies into practice, to encourage ethical business practices in Vietnam between 2023 and 2027. It is important to increase efficiency and provide access to corrective measures. This will help to highlight the beneficial effects of economic and business development activities on society and the environment while minimizing their negative effects, protecting the lawful rights and interests of workers, consumers, and vulnerable groups while concentrating on the domains of investment, labor, and the environment, hence supporting the growth of the circular economy and strengthening Vietnam market economy's socialist orientation. As of the end of June, the total outstanding loans of credit institutions in Cần Thơ City were over 146,000 billion VND, an increase of 3.01% compared to the end of 2022. The lending interest rates has decreased and there's still plenty of room for credit growth. Credit institutions are making efforts to connect customers to promote capital to the market. Additionally, credit institutions concentrate on establishing connections between banks and enterprises to raise financing. credit institutions had pledged to offer new loans totaling 1,892 billion VND as of the end of June. Total loan sales since the year commencement have been 869 billion VND, and the total amount of outstanding loans is 1,767 billion VND. To establish the best conditions for businesses to resume production and business, the branch focused on guiding and radically executing interest rate assistance policies through commercial banks in the region. The implementation of social insurance, unemployment insurance, and health insurance policy took place concurrently in the first half of 2023, with several strategies to boost enrollment, guarantee participant benefits, and strictly regulate health insurance fund efficiency. By the end of June, there were approximately 83 million medical exams and treatments throughout the nation that were covered by health insurance, up more than 18.7 million from the same period in 2022. Additionally, there were more than 57 billion VND in assessment and payment, up nearly 10.8 billion VND from the same period. Vietnam Social Insurance, in particular, has worked closely with relevant ministry and branches to guarantee that participant rights and benefits under the health insurance are upheld in the face of a protracted lack of medications and medical supplies at numerous hospitals, coordinate efforts to find solutions to issues relating to the timely provisions of insurance, as well as the care of people's health at medical examinations and treatment facilities. To prevent and be ready for natural disaster and minimize damage, the chairman of Cần Thơ City People Committee requested the city departments, agencies, and district to focus on implementing several key tasks. The chairman directed localities and units to organize and implement the Prime Minister Official Dispatch number 397 CDTTG dated May 13, 2023, on implementing urgent measures to cope with the risk of heat, drought, water shortage, and salt water intrusion. At the same time, organize forces and set up warnings to maintain laws and order and traffic safety on routes that are frequently flooded during high tides, prepare plans, materials, resources, and reserve to enable a quick and safe response to natural disasters. The Office of the National Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention and Control has just coordinated with UNICEF to release a mini-app called Vietnam Disaster Prevention on the Zalo platform. This is an application with many features to help people when they encounter emergencies in rainy season. The best thing about this media app is that it has a feature that allows users to submit locations, contact information, and images to functional forces in an emergency so that they can respond quickly. Additionally, a list of phone numbers and hotlines will be shown on the screen so users can use the emergency contact option to get in touch with their local authorities. Vietnam will be affected by 12 to 14 powerful storms and tropical depressions this year, as predicted by the National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting. According to the Employment Service of Cần Thơ City, from July 24 to July 28, 2023, Overseas Employment Week will take place at the center. It is anticipated that 5 units will take part in this event, and there are around 210 job openings in the following sectors: clothing, industrial packaging, electronics, mechanics, interior design, and food processing. Workers get the chance to learn about overseas labor market, apply for jobs there, meet in person, take part in pre-qualification interviews, and get to know companies that are hiring people to work abroad. Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.